Step softly into the folkloric forest, where shadows whisper and old stories breathe through the trees. This is a deck born of myth, nature, and the raw honesty of the land. Crafted from antique art and wild imagination, it moulds to your meaning, whether you seek folklore or simply the stillness between the leaves. If you feel the call of the woods, this deck may already be calling you. So join me now as we take a closer look inside the Folkloric Forest Tarot. Hey up my ducks, it's Simon here, welcome back to the Hermit's Cave. I think this is going out on Friday, so I'm trying to space my videos out every couple of days rather than every day. I don't want you to get sick of me. So if you are watching this and it's Friday, we made it to the weekend, yay! As you will have seen from the title and from the introduction, and thank you for everybody's comments about the introduction, the introductions that I've started doing. They're not going to be there for every video, but for the ones that I feel are a little bit special, then I just think it's a nice kind of way into whatever the subject is or whatever deck I'm going to be showing, to give it just a little bit of a that introduction so everybody knows what we're going to be talking about. So we are, of course, going to be looking in more detail at the Folkloric Forest Tarot by Lennox Reese. This is a deck that on Saturday, Cheryl and I looked at together. It's been sent by Cheryl from the Oneness Emporium. It is an independently produced deck. So, as you know, Cheryl is stocking independently produced decks as well. I believe this is going to be one of 4, and I mean, just from the appearance of this box, I know not a lot of people like tuck boxes, but if tuck boxes are going to be a thing, then this sets the bar, I think, because this is luxury. The feel, at first I thought it was rose petal. It's very similar to rose petal. It's like a very soft linen, but it has a gorgeous texture. Oh, it's just lovely to hold. It's quality production. You see the gold around the circle there. Beautiful design. And on the side it says Folkloric Forest Tarot. So if you're stacking it on a shelf, you know what deck it is. When this was sealed and I saw, the seal, this seal, I thought, I'll have to try and open it from underneath. I don't want to break the seal, but it's actually part of the design in the box. And yeah, it's just really high quality, really lovely. I wish you could feel what I'm feeling. So on the back, it says, venture into the forest inspired by Finnish and Northern European folklore and mythology, brought to life through curated antique fine art to enhance world building and elevate spreads. And yeah, I think I read somewhere as well that Lennox, the creator, literally went through hundreds and hundreds of beautiful fine art that is, you know, in the public domain, and there's no kind of issues around that. It's all public images to curate this deck. And it says by Lennox Reese. It's the first edition 2024, and like I said, it's just come into the UK into Cheryl's shop. If you want to get this deck, if you like what you see, then there will be a link obviously in the description to Oneness Emporium, where you can purchase this from. I'll just actually put the box to one side and we'll have a look There is a book, again, this is really beautiful, soft linen, really feels nice. We've got the table of contents at the beginning. Looks like we're using the elements for the suits, which I like, and a good page or so, yeah, good page for each card. Looks like some of the names have changed, like Seer and Maiden, and about 3 paragraphs for each card as well. I always like it when the minors get as much information as the majors. Yeah, so nice little guidebook with some beautiful artwork on there. I think that's the back of the cards, actually. Yeah, so this is the back of the cards. Again, they've got that metallic gold oval there. Beautiful, beautiful design. I love gorgeous forest green. I mean, this is Folkloric Forest. So we've got this gorgeous forest green edges, finishes the deck off beautifully. The fronts of the cards are stunning. They're a lovely soft linen, and they have this gold foil border around the image, but it's not a hard border. The image goes through the border, just gives it a nice kind of finish, and then a gold font for the title at the bottom. I'm going to bring the camera down so we can have a closer up look at this stunning deck. I remember saying on Saturday, I love this full card. This is genius. We've got the knapsack, his little fool's bag. It reminds me of like a shaman's medicine bag, hanging up, ready to go. We've got feathers, but yeah, everything the fool needs to go off on his wanderings or his explorations. So yeah, it's beautiful. The deck itself, you'll see as we go through, follows very much the elements, obviously nature because of the forest connections, but also the elements for the suits, focusing on fire, water, air, etc., which is really nice. And I like when we get into it, the dense wood, kind of woodland feel to it. The atmosphere of this deck is brilliant. It emphasizes, obviously, as it says, the folkloric element of it, but this forest-based aesthetic is perfect for those of us who love nature and the darkness of the woods, but also that sort of that connection that we have to the environment is very environmental. But anyway, I don't want to ramble. I want you to see these gorgeous images. So here's our magician, and I think it's perfect. Here's all the tools needed and all the potions and things that are happening. For our high priestess, we have the seer. Gives a real sort of sense of mystery there, doesn't it? It's very ethereal as well. There's lots of reverence given to the wild nature of the forest. This is the Maiden, which is our beautiful Empress card. And then for the Emperor, key 4, we have the Guardian. And isn't that just a beautiful image? It's stunning. Such an earthy, organic, elemental feel to this deck. The Hierophant has been replaced by the Elder, and there's a face of wisdom. I love it, and I can just imagine Lennox as the creator sitting there going through these hundreds of images and thinking, yeah, that's my Hierophant, the Elder. Here's our lovers. Look at that. Oh, beautiful. This seems like a very familiar art piece that I might have seen somewhere. I don't know whether it was in like an art gallery or whether it's quite a famous, people could say, yeah, it's a very famous art piece, but it's brilliant. That's our Chariot. You really do get a sense of motion there. Strength card is epic. Look at that. Our Hermit. We have this skull. We have a book. The Hermit's lantern is there. The Wheel is gorgeous. Such a beautiful card. And you know, the wheel are often depicted as the Wheel of Fortune, but that cyclical nature of all things. And if we're talking of a nature deck, which this clearly is, seeing the wild flowers and their different forms as they, you know, as they blossom, die, bloom and blossom again. Justice with the swords. Colour palette is really nice. It's very subdued, quite subtle, but stunningly beautiful. So we have the Sacrifice here, which is interesting for our Hanged Man. The Death card is, this reminds me of the story I can't get my words out, Greyfriars Bobby. I don't know if you're familiar with that story. We had a very similar experience. My dad passed away when I was 19, and he had a dog, Flash, who absolutely adored him. And my dad died at home, and he wouldn't leave the bed where my dad was when the undertakers came to take him away, and he stayed there afterwards and was just pining. And then a couple of months later, after my dad had been buried, the dog got out of the backyard, and there was a search party. By that time I was quite an old boy, and there was a search party, and he was found at the cemetery, and he was laying on my dad's grave, which obviously my stepmom had taken him a few times, you know, if she wanted to go to the cemetery. She took Flash, but Flash knew that that meant that was the grave where my dad was. Temperance. It's beautiful. I love the colours. I love the earthiness of it. Interesting devil card, these owls. The Tower is, and we often see trees in old historic tarot decks. Usually, particularly when they're nature-based decks as well, in modern times now, trees will often be in the Tower card because they are the towers of the forest, aren't they? And we've got the tower here, this tree that's been exposed to the elements and has been obviously struck by the lightning, and then we get this this fallen tree, which is quite common in woodlands and forests. Star card, perfect star card, so beautiful. Look at the colours. Like I said, they're very muted tones, muted tones, very earthy as you'd expect, but very soft, very gentle. deck feels very organic or organically constructed. Moon is beautiful. Every card's beautiful. Love this sun card. I think this sun card is just wonderful. Here's Judgment. The World card is wonderful. Got a, is it a bee? Looks like a bee. At first, when I first saw that, I thought it was an ant, but I'll have a look with my trusted magnifying glass. I'm pretty certain, yeah, it's a bee. Okay, so that's the majors. And then we go into the minors, and as I said, these are the elements. So rather than rather than one, sorry, we have fire, and obviously cups will be water, swords will be air, pentacles will be earth. Oh, this is just beautiful, so beautiful. I'll go a little bit quicker through the minors. Look at that. This is one of my favourite images. I love it. We don't very often see humans in the deck, but here we do. The 5. Wow. 6. 7. Because it's not really following a strict RWS structure, I'm looking forward to reading the book. In fact, shall we stop on one of the cards? Let's, I won't do a court. Courts are animals. Oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And do you notice here where it will say King of Fire, and I mentioned the association with the tarot. You've got here at the top the symbol for, so you can see here, our cups. The air is the sword and the pentacle. So there is that, even though we're going with the element here, we get both. So Ace of Water, 2 of Water. Oh, that was like a little bear with the cubs. So we'll stop at that one, and we'll see what the book has to say. So 3 of Water. So you get some keywords at the top. So here it says kinship, enjoyment, playfulness. And if we think of the 3 of Cups in the RWS, that aligns, doesn't it? That kinship, the three maidens together in celebration, enjoying each other, very playful. So that fits with that. And then the text says, through the forest where towering cliffs and cascading waters join, the mother bear bonds with her 2 cubs. The serene and untouched setting is a fleeting moment of enjoyment as the mother bear instinctively guides her cubs, balancing her strength with the tenderness necessary to foster growth. This moment of peaceful interaction mirrors the 3 of Water, where celebration and harmony shine bright, yet remain rooted in the understanding that nothing is forever. The waterfall's unstoppable roaring power is like life's unpredictable flow, as it's always ready to pull forward once again. The bear is the most of Finnish folklore's most respected and sacred animals. It's considered a mystical creature with divine origins that descended from the sky, linking it to the heavens, often seen as a protector and a symbol of fertility and prosperity. It also gives you the source for the artwork as well, which I think is brilliant. So whilst that might not necessarily be a full divinatory meaning, you do get the keywords that help you. But what I really appreciate with guidebooks like this is that time that is given to tell you about the scene, what's happening in the scene, and you can pick up from that text what that image is trying to convey to you as the reader. And I think that is brilliant, you know, the cascading water, the impermanence of things, particularly in nature. So that was beautifully written as well. The Four of Water. Wow, look at that. Isn't this just a beautiful deck? That's interesting, the dead leaves that have fallen. Love that. That's so beautiful. We have a duck for the Queen of Water. And then we go to the air suit, which is the swords. Is that a glove? A gloved hand? I think it is, isn't it? It's beautiful. Wow. I can see why as well, because Cheryl and I showed this on Saturday, and it was the deck we showed last. We had 6 decks to show on Saturday, and we showed this during the last 10 minutes of the live, and Cheryl had 8 copies, and all 8 sold out instantly. Within that 10 minutes, they all went. And Cheryl had to order some more. So, oh, look at that. So, you know, if you go to Oneness Emporium to get this deck, then know that, you know, there's more. There's, you know, if it's not available, it wouldn't be on the website. Into our earth suit now. Look at that, all sat round a campfire in the middle of the forest. Oh, perfect. I could just dive in there, do some path working, go into this image, take a seat by the fire and just be in the middle of the woodlands. Oh gosh, my heart is craving that now. Beautiful raspberries, lovely colours. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Love that. Look at that. What a gorgeous image for our page of Earth. The Knight, Queen, and the King. Absolutely beautiful deck. The production quality is absolutely second to none, from the curation of the artwork, the beautiful linen cardstock, everything. The little book is brilliant. Even the box, which, as I said, took box, but really soft, tactile box. It's gorgeous. So, in my final thoughts, I mean, who might be drawn to this deck? Anyone. I mean, particularly nature lovers, folklorists, you know, intuitive readers in particular. I think a lot of these images, really do lend to, certainly for me, using my intuition a lot. And then just collectors of beautiful, dark, atmospheric decks. And like I said, those who love to be out in amongst nature and woodlands and forests. Yeah, I love the energy that this brings. I've not had a chance yet to work with it because I've been working through doing the walkthroughs from the decks that I showed on Saturday. So, information in the description for Oneness Emporium where you can get this deck. Don't forget that if it is something you want to get when you get to checkout, even though usually the discount code doesn't apply to independently produced decks, Cheryl has said on Saturday that you can use Hermit's 10 here at the bottom for 10% off, which is lovely, which is really kind of her. So, thanks for watching, everybody, and until next time, go in peace. Namaste, and blessed be.